Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to a new video, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the top 5 worst updates in Clash of Clans history. Now there are many really bad updates and also a lot of really good updates that there has been in the past for Clash of Clans. I do really love this game, so before I talk about these bad updates, I just want to say most of these problems were fixed, and I have no hard feelings towards Clash of Clans. I do love it. This is just a list of the top 5 worst updates in my opinion, and what happened. So, to begin with, the number 1 worst update in Clash of Clans, if you go ahead and come down here, this is my second account, but if you look at this, I have my town hall on the outside. Now, in the past, this would be called a farming base. Now, the whole point of a farming base would be to keep your storages centered and make sure it's really hard for people to get to the center. Now this would make it so you could save up loot faster, and now the main reason for this base is to have your town hall on the outside. So now what would happen would be people pushing trophies, coming by, they'd go ahead and snipe your town hall, which means just take out your town hall and then end the battle and move on to get those free trophies. You would go ahead and receive a free 12-hour shield. Now, this 12-hour shield would make it so you could not be attacked for 12 hours. I mean, as easy as that. It made it so you could not be attacked for about 12 hours. Now, don't mind this one. We did not really attack in this war, but I'm going to show you some replays. But this 12-hour shield made it so you couldn't be attacked, and no one could take your loot. Now, this was definitely a tactic that I used for the majority of the time I have played Clash of Clans to save my loot up and farm my base up to nearly max level. So recently, well, not too recently, but Supercell had made an update to where there were no more farming bases. Now the reason they did this was because they took the loot and put in some storage into the town hall. That way, if people actually took out your town hall, you'd lose a lot of loot. So a lot of people changed their bases because obviously you don't want to lose your loot, and no point in having your town hall out, and they made it so you don't get a shield until 40% or above. So the town hall sniping was then killed. So there's no more town hall sniping, unfortunately, for the pushers, and then there's no more farming bases for the farmers to keep your loot. So unfortunately, that is one of the worst updates in my opinion that happened to the game. Now we are going to be moving ahead to number 2, which a lot of you guys definitely agree with this because I have seen a lot of hate on forums, on YouTube, just everything about this update. Now this update is the Clocktower changes. Now if you guys don't know, in the past you were able to boost your Clocktower, and it made your builder's base just go so much faster. Your upgrades would finish, your troops would finish, just everything was going so much faster. Now after about a month or so of this new update with the Clocktower being out, they eventually nerfed the Clocktower. This made the Clocktower make it way worse. You weren't able to boost nearly as long, and it didn't boost nearly as fast, so then again made it almost pointless. Now I barely use my Clocktower. I used to set alarms to make sure I got on and make sure I got that Clocktower up and running. Now once they removed this, it created a huge backlash with players because I was mad too. The Clocktower was pretty much made useless, and we had prioritized that upgrade because it did help speed up your base for us free-to-play players, and eventually this made it harder for us to catch up with the pay-to-play players, which obviously was really frustrating for us free-to-play players. Now the next update that I'm going to be talking about is the hero luring. Now if you guys don't remember, or if you did not play in the past, you could actually lure out heroes. So you would go ahead and place a barbarian within the radius of the barbarian king or archer queen. At the time there was no Grim Warden, and that would go ahead and alert the barbarian king or archer queen. Now that they were alerted, you could actually place a troop in the corner, and they would follow any troop on the map. You are able to bring the king and queen all the way out to the outside and kill them pretty much immediately before you started your raid. Now they changed this and made it so if you weren't within the radius of the heroes, you actually could not kill them because they wouldn't come out of that radius. So this completely changed attacking. Honestly, kind of killed Hog Rider attacks, because what you would do would draw out the king and queen, kill them, and then send in your Hog Riders. Now that you are not able to kill the king and queen, much like you would the clan castle, you can't really send in your Hog Riders like as well as before, because the king and queen just wreck your Hog Riders. So that did completely change the way that the game is played and the attacks, and I can't blame Supercell, because obviously it made it kind of easy to 3-star bases, but now that this change is made, it kind of makes it a lot harder, and it takes a lot more strategy to go ahead and 3-star base or even 2-star base without killing the king or queen at first. Now we're going to move into number 4, which I think is the top 5 worst updates in Clash of Clans. When the Witch came out, it was just straight up spam. So what you could do, you can make an army of, I believe the max you could make was about 22 witches, and what people would do is just spam witches in the corner, and these witches would create an absurd amount of skeletons, and yeah, you could 3-star base. You just place your witches and 3-star the base. That's it. No strategy involved, just 3-starring everywhere. Now after a while, of course, Supercell nerfed it. They changed the amount of skeletons they spawn, the rate at which the skeletons spawn, and changed all this balancing stuff, and eventually they made it right. But I just wanted to include that because I always remember the witch spam era. It lasted for about a month, maybe even less than that, where people would just spam witches. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to number 5, which will be our last worst update in Clash of Clans. So number 5, I believe to be Town Hall 11 too soon. Now I love Town Hall 11, as you guys know, and Town Hall 11 definitely needed to be added into the game. Now I believe, in my personal experience, and I know some of you guys might disagree, so please bear with me for those of you that do disagree, but I believe they released Town Hall 11 way too soon. Now this was when I quit. They released Town Hall 11 and I immediately quit because it became too repetitive, and it made me kind of aggravated because I had just gotten close to maxing out Town Hall 10. Actually, I did max out Town Hall 10, and then they released Town Hall 11 as soon as I maxed out, and all it did was make your defenses be able to upgrade one more level. I was like, this is ridiculous. This is the same thing they've done the last couple updates. Like, I'm sick of upgrading the same buildings over and over. It's not new content. It's nothing new. It's just the same stuff over and over again. So eventually, I just got irritated with this, and I, of course, quit the game. Now, I know I am not the only one, which makes this probably the worst update out there, because this kind of, in a way, killed Clash of Clans, at least for a little bit until they revived it with the Builder's Base. But yes, I believe they released Town Hall 11 way too soon, and it also, not only did it make us like max Town Hall 10s aggravated, it made all the other Town Hall players really aggravated as well, because those that were like Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9, maybe Town Hall 7 as well, it made them so they were even further behind and had more catching up to do to be able to catch up with other players. Now, unfortunately, a lot of players quit because of this, because they're kind of discouraged. They're like, well, I was getting close to maxing out. Like, if I'm Town Hall 8, I was almost Town Hall 8 going to Town Hall 9. Then I only had one more Town Hall to max out, and I could start competing. Now they added this new Town Hall, and it made people's confidence go way down, and everyone sort of kind of started to quit, and this in a way killed Clash of Clans. As I said, for about a year, most players who played pretty much daily, including myself, kind of stopped playing. I eventually deleted the app, unfortunately, but as you guys know, I am definitely back. Supercell fixed this as well. They definitely fixed all of these updates except the Clocktower. They will fix the Clocktower soon, I hope. Fingers crossed. Comment down below, hashtag fix the Clocktower, and hopefully Supercell's listening. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Comment what you guys think is the worst update in Clash of Clans, and can this video hit 100 likes? Go ahead and drop a like if you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe as well. If we hit 100 likes, I will be doing a part 2 of this video. So if you want to see part 2, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. It does help the channel a lot. So yes, I'd love to hear what you guys had to say about the worst updates in Clash of Clans. I know there are many more, like, way worse updates in Clash of Clans, possibly. Maybe I didn't think of it, maybe I didn't catch it, maybe I thought they were good. So let me know what you guys think is the absolute worst update, and hopefully we'll be doing an episode 2 to this. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more daily Clash of Clans and Clash Royale content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.